Hi, I'm Amy, thank you for tuning in. This whole video feels a little bit more moderate than some of my recent ones. It's mainly books, it's mainly things I've been sent by publishers recently, which I'm super appreciative of, and it's one spooky item that I could not resist when I saw it. So let's get to it. I went to London to launch A Taste of Darkness, which came out last week at the time of recording this video. It's been absolutely lovely, the reception for this book so far, and we got to do a fun lunch at Scholastic, and of course I had to stop by Forbidden Planet when I saw this Sam handbag. Now I don't know whether you can actually see how cute this is on camera, but my favourite part about it is this. I mean, look at that, it's got a little magnetic cover for the actual handbag, and then it's got two compartments which are both really nicely lined. That one's under the other side. So very, very cool. This is my first LoungeFly handbag. I have a few of the backpacks, but I really, really like this. Next up, this is something I've been ordering, wanting to order for a while. I can't remember exactly where I ordered it from. It was either, I think it might have been Zavvi. It ended up being a little smaller than I expected, but it's still really cute. Should have read the dimensions, it's my own fault really. So it's a little BeetleJuice gravestone, and it comes with a stand. And I quite like the little box that it came in, so I'm probably going to present it on my shelf as it is, but I do like the little box. So yeah, that was different than what I expected, but I still really like it. Next, we have a proof that I received today, and I have to say it has one of the cutest little proof goodie packs that I've received. So it has a crochet kit with information about how to make a crochet heart. It came with some little love hearts, a quiz to find out which character I am, which obviously I need to know. And this is the book. So this is why we got sent the heart. Look at the gorgeous cover. I think this is a picture of an actual heart made by the author. I seem to think from the Scholastic event that that's what they said. That's just a little bit of info about the book. So Totally Deceased is by Sue H. Cunningham, and it says on the back, 17-year-old Jess wakes for an emergency heart transplant to discover she's been haunted by the disgruntled ghost of her donor, teenage socialite Tilly, and she won't leave Jess in peace until they unravel the mystery surrounding her death. Their investigations take them deep into Tilly's luxurious heiress life, from private schools to Swiss banks and high-end hotels, but the clues lead somewhere darker than either of the girls could have imagined. And if Jess can't solve the murder in time, her own life might be at risk. I love a murder mystery with a really inventive hook. This one sounds so good. I'm adding that straight onto the read soon pile. The next book is another proof. This is The Night House by Jo Nesbø. I've read some of Jo Nesbø's adult crime books before. I'm not sure if this one might be YA, but I read the blurb and it sounded amazing, so when I was offered it, I jumped at the chance to read this. It was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not going to read the blurb again because I wanted to be surprised, but I remember thinking that it had a real like 90s vintage kind of feel to it, and looking at the cover design, I think that that is definitely spot on. It comes out on the 28th of September, and it says on the back, when the voices call, don't answer. Also going on my read soon pile. My read immediately pile though has to feature this book. I've been excited about AutumnCrow High, Fresh Hell, just had to double check the subtitle, by Cameron Chaney since I read AutumnCrow. I think I read it last Halloween. Absolutely loved it. AutumnCrow is an anthology of short stories set in the town of AutumnCrow. It has a real Halloween feel. It's a town where it always feels like it's Halloween. And the horror stories are really varied, considering that they're by the same author. They really tap into all different genres. This one is a novel. It is also set in the town of AutumnCrow. I've started reading it and it's brilliant. It feels like an updated version, and a kind of more grown-up version of a point horror. It is about a girl who's been having terrible nightmares about a boy for months. Starts school in September to find that the boy is there. What does he want? What is happening? So I'll read you a little bit more of the blurb. So it says, in the AutumnCrow High series, author Cameron Chaney takes you back to a town where every night is Halloween, whilst paying tribute to the young adult horror boom of the 1990s. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to be interviewing Cameron Chaney on my channel. I'm interviewing him live, so you can ask questions in the comments and chat along with us. So please join us for that. I'll put details in the description. It's going to be at the end of September. Next up, a book that I've already read, but I had to pre-order it because A, it's by my friend Mia, B, look how beautiful it is. I really love this book. I read a proof of it. It is a retelling of Swan Lake meets The Great Gatsby. It is just absolutely beautifully written. If you've read Midnight in Everwood, you'll know what you're getting. Mia has this way of writing like it's a really dark fairy tale. It's beautiful, it's emotional, it's just absolutely everything you could want from a romantasy novel. Very, very highly recommended. Next up, I've got a really anticipated proof of mine, and that is Catch Your Death by Ravina Garan. This book comes out on the 7th of December, published by Usborne. So I really appreciate being sent the early copy of this. I'm going to be doing an event with Ravina and a few other brilliant authors on the 31st of October on Halloween at Waterstones, Nottingham. So if you want to come and hear more about the book, please look into that. I'll link it in the description. I'm super excited about this one. It says on the back, "Murder is a dish best served cold. Trapped in a mansion with a murderer and a family of liars, how would you survive?" An ice-cold, mind-blowing murder mystery from the author of the breakout YA thriller of 2023, This Book Kills. Perfect for fans of Holly Jackson and Karen M. McManus. Very, very excited about that one. And also we were sent a really cute goodie pack, a pencil, a notebook, and there were chocolates, but can confirm I ate them within minutes of receiving the package, so I can't show you those. Next, when I do sprints, I always get loads of book recommendations, and this one, Horror Hotel, keeps coming up. Absolutely love the cover of it. I find this quite short, I've got to say. I'm all for adding short books to my tea at the moment because I'm not having that much time to read. It sounded really interesting. It says that a YouTube famous ghost gang, Chrissy, Chase, Em and Kiki, visit a haunted LA hotel notorious for tragedy to secretly film after dark, and they expect it to be just like their previous paranormal huntings, spooky enough to attract subscribers and ultimately harmless. When they stumble upon something unexpected in the former room of a gruesome serial killer, they quickly realise they're in over their heads. Sometimes it's the dead who need our help and the living we should fear. ... It sounds so good. This pile is getting too big to even fit on the shelf at this point of books I want to read soon, but I like being ambitious. I don't think I've hauled this one. I hauled the proof copy of The Black Air. The finished copy is here. It's beautiful. It's out now. This is a witchy book that is ideal for Halloween. It's about historical witch trials and a storyline that intermingles with the present day. It's got amazing female friendships and one of those plots that makes you question everything and everybody, and try and figure out whether what you're dealing with is supernatural or not, which I always really love. So I really recommend giving this one a go. Next we have another book I'm so excited to read. You all know I'm into anthologies if you've been watching my channel. Read, Scream, Repeat is a middle grade anthology, and it features so many amazing authors. Just listen to this list. We've got Kirsty Applebaum, Jasbinder Bilan, Aisha Bushby, Joseph Colholm, Rachel Delahaye, Kat Ellis, Jennifer Killick, Polly Ho Yen, Phil Hicks, Shana Jackson, Elle McNichol, Dan Smith, JT Williams, and it was curated by Jennifer Killick. I love this Spreaders edition. The whole book is just gorgeously designed. I really want to get to this one soon. Another one I was sent by a publisher, thank you very much. This one was from Chicken House. Channel Fear sounds really great. It would pair really nicely with Horror Hotel, the other book that is about YouTubers that I picked up. It says Iris is obsessed with star YouTube ghost hunting duo Zach and Lucas, who disappeared in an undisclosed location several months ago. Iris, who heads up her own unsuccessful channel with co-host Byron and his girlfriend Molly, has been searching for location ever since. When they stumble across a long-abandoned Thornhanger house, the trio set aside their toxic love triangle to explore and find Zach and Lucas's abandoned equipment inside, complete with their last day of filming. As they watch the footage, a horrifying truth emerges. Whatever came for Zach and Lucas is coming for them too. Super exciting. Next, a pre-order that arrived really early. It doesn't come out until later in September in the UK. It is already out in the US. Champion of Fate, Kendara Blake's latest book. I read anything Kendara Blake writes. My favourites are her horror books, The Anna Dressed in Blood duology, and her Buffy books, In Every Generation, One Girl in All the World, and the upcoming conclusion to the trilogy. But I'm really excited about this one. I think that Kendara Blake just writes brilliantly. I'll read absolutely anything she writes. This one, it says on the back, to be an rlstine is to give up your mortal life and to be granted a new one. I'm not going to read any more because I want a surprise, but that one sounds really interesting. This one is, I quite like local interest books, and of course my interests are murders and misdemeanors apparently, so I like the idea of a book with kind of true crime stories set in the area that I'm from. This book is one that was recommended by Sharon. I will link to her channel in the description. /tag is an adult horror Kind of a similar theme, I've got a bit of a YouTuber thing going on, which I'm really into at the moment. It says on the back, welcome to /tag, the most immersive horror reality competition series in history. Tag along as 7 of America's favourite celebrities step into the infamous Propitious Hotel, home to one of the most prolific serial killers in history, Arthur Wilson. I mean, what could go wrong in that house? It sounds really cool. I love the premise. I've heard it's amazing from Sharon, who I trust, and she says it's not too scary for me, hopefully, so we should be fine. I'm really looking forward to this one. The 13th Vampire is another book I've been sent by a publisher. This one is from Scholastic. For a start, can I just say how gorgeous is this? I really love these Scholastic middle grade books that they do. They just feel really nice, and they're a bit of a unique size, which is quite cool. So this one says, vampires disappeared decades ago, didn't they? After moving to live with her aunt and cousins in Velesti, Vivi often wonders why no one talks about the mysterious castle in the mountains. The castle is shrouded in darkness and rumours of missing girls. But when Vivi gets a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work there, she decides to ignore the whispered warnings. After all, what other prospects does a girl like her have? On arriving at Castle Besna, Vivi begins to suspect that the rumours might actually be true. The castle is a creepy place and strange things happen at night. And when Vivi finds a dusty book in the library detailing the castle's dark history, she starts to wonder if she's made a terrible mistake. As the truth unravels, Vivi doesn't know who to trust, and 2 things become certain. There's a vampire in the castle, and Vivi can't escape it. As I was reading that, I was trying not to just nod vehemently, like, yes, yes, all of those things, yes. It sounds to me like Dracula for kids. I'm really into it. This book has been on my radar for ages, and I kept thinking it was going to come out, and I pre-ordered it, and eventually it did appear, so I'm assuming it must have come out. I think it might be one that came out in the US earlier. Christopher Golden is sort of on my radar because he wrote a lot of the Buffy adaptations back in the day. I don't think I've read any of his more recent material. This one is a Halloween book about someone called The Cunning Man. It's got a blurb from CJ Tudor on the back, who's one of my favourite adult horror authors. I'm not going to read the blurb because I kind of want to go into this one without knowing. I think that would be fun. It's quite rare for me these days to not have read a blurb of a book. So Halloween, Christopher Golden, that's probably all I need to know at this point. Thank you so much if you've watched this point. There's so many books I'm excited about in that haul. As you can tell, I feel really lucky that I got a lot of them from publishers. So I'm going to try and check them out in the next couple of months. I'll be updating you in my future videos. And as always, I have a giveaway. This is a book that I ended up with 2 copies of somehow. I feel like maybe I ordered one and then a publisher sent me one. So this is my extra copy. It says on the back, every war has its heroes. This one has rebels. I read this quite a while ago when it came out. It is a feminist sci-fi book that was very fun, and it's by Elizabeth May and Laura Lamb, so I highly recommend it. If you want to enter the giveaway, all you need to do is comment as usual. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. As always, likes and subscribes are really appreciated, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! House.